So you either want your hands on or have your hands on the new UR weapon, the Crimson Blade in War of the Visions. We're going over exactly how to quickly get it, acquire it, what you're going to need to do to awaken it, and get the maximum amount of stats, and exactly what sort of stats you're looking to max out on the Crimson Saber. Thanks for coming and hanging out here and spending some time in the video on this channel. And once again, thank you guys for the support via Patreon as well as YouTube channel membership. Let me know what you managed to get on your Crimson Saber down below. And with that being said, guys, let's get into the video for you. So first of all, real quickly, for those of you who do not exactly know, I'm sure most of you do know, the weapon we're talking about today comes from the current Porcelain Tower event. And it's going to be a reward from the first time you clear floor 15. It'll be right here. You'll see it if you scroll over, and you'll get it right here from the Porcelain Tower. You have a certain amount of time to collect it, but 15 is doable for a lot of the player base, the vast majority of the player base out there. So let's take a look at the Crimson Saber, exactly what you're looking to max out on it, and exactly what you're going to be needing to do to enable yourself to max it out. So you're going to find it obviously down in your equipment selection. It is a great sword, and it's going to be usable for now. Right now, it is usable by the Soldier class as well as the Knight of Grandshelt class here. As you can see, it does have a lot of stats here, and it also does already have the special effect already, defense down granted and slash attack up. This is generally something that you get as you +1, +2, +3, +4, +5 a weapon. The Crimson Saber doesn't have that though. You do not need to worry about crafting Crimson Saber +1s into +2s into +3s and 4 and etc. all the way up to +5. That is not how that works. This is pretty similar to, but not exactly like the Excalibur. If you were around and you got the Excalibur when the game first launched, you kind of may know exactly what we're talking about here with the Excalibur, because the Excalibur had a set amount of stats, and if you leveled it up to level 30 there, it would always give you those exact stats there. So you'd always get 120 attack, 72 magic, etc. That is not how the Crimson Saber works, sadly. Also, the Excalibur, right, is a 1-star weapon, and you didn't need to awaken it. So that's where the Crimson Saber is a little bit different than the Excalibur, is you're going to have to awaken it, and the stat rolls on it are not always going to be guaranteed. You're not going to be guaranteed 170 magic, 80 attack, 42 HP, etc. as you level this weapon up. So it's similar to, but not the exact same. And what you're going to be needing, you're going to be needing different materials from the tower here to awaken your Crimson Saber, right? You're going to be needing these Sacred Tree Saps, as well as the Secret Book of Refinement Greatswords. Now, you're going to be able to get these from the tower because those different tower levels, you've seen it, they've been awarding you those coins. And you're going to use those coins in the Mog Shop to buy these different awakening materials. We have the Sacred Tree Sap, which is the vast majority of the materials that you need for this weapon. And then you're going to have the Fire Mega Cris as well. So what I would do here, guys, especially if you're someone who cannot continuously clear the tower, if it's taking you a while to beat the tower, which you can do, and I'm going to have a separate video on that as well, right? Some tips for the tower that should be coming out today. If it hasn't already come out today, you may have seen that video prior on the channel already. I would suggest for you guys, if you're working for the sword, right, ignore this Rainbow Vision Sphere, ignore this, all this other stuff. The things that you can only get here are the Sacred Tree Saps. You're going to need these things to awaken your weapon to level 50 here. You could also get some Fire Mega Cris while you're working on it. Those are the two most important things here. A lot of the other stuff in here you can get from other events, but if you're working on the sword, the Tree Saps and the Fire Mega Cris are where your attention should be at. So with that being said, exactly what sort of stats are you looking for, right, on this sword? Do you need the attack? Do you need the HP? Do you need the crit? Do you need all this other stuff for the Crimson Saber? Well, the Crimson Saber, right, it can be used on soldiers, but it also is going to be used mainly for the Knight of Grandshelt. This is going to be the Knight of Grandshelt, which is the main job for our boy Rain, who can do some physical damage, but he primarily does a lot of magic damage. So what you need to be doing here, you need to be focusing on trying to max out the magic as best as possible. And like we said, it doesn't max out exactly like the Excalibur does max out. So what you're going to need to be doing is, while you're leveling your weapon up, while you're enhancing it, while you're awakening it, right, with your Tree Saps, etc., increasing level cap by 10 each time, you're going to be trying to level up that magic stat. You may have to re-roll it a couple of times, so let's go through that and show you exactly what I'm looking at right now. So we're going to go head over to the Mog Shop, right, so I can get some more of these Sacred Tree Saps. So let's go here. I'm just going to buy a bunch of these Tree Saps here, so I can awaken it a couple of times for you guys. We're going to go down here, go to equipment, obviously, and then check it out. flying right on back to the Crimson Saber. We're going to awaken it, take some Great Sword books, and take some Sacred Triceps, 35 of them for me right now, going from 20 to 30. We're going to awaken it right here. It's going to increase that level cap by 10. Very, very nice. Then we're going to go here, we're going to hit Enhance, and it's going to eat up a lot of our adamantite. I'm out of larges, so I'm using mediums right now. And what you're going to want to be doing here is you are going to be wanting to use the seals if you have them. So the seals, really, guys, they give you a small chance of success in getting the stat that you want there. Now, the main problem with the Crimson Saber here, it just has so many stats on it, right? 42 HP, that's not a lot, but it has 80 attack, 170 magic, and then it has a little bit of accuracy and a little bit of crit, and all of that can kind of eat into what you're rolling here, especially when you need that 170 magic there. So you don't necessarily need to have the seals, but if you want to increase your odds a little bit as you're leveling it up, then that's something that you're looking forward to there. So you get 10 chances, right? 10 chances, 1 chance per level to hit that magic stat each time you level it up. If you want to have more information on exactly how that works, right? I have a video maxing out your equipment, etc. And you can see we went up to 69 magic here, so I can go back and hit awaken again. Now it's going to eat this fire mega crest here, and right now I have 20 levels to try to get 100 magic, which isn't the greatest odds in the world, but with the Crimson Saber, this might be the place where you decide to stop using those seals that we just talked about here. You can still awaken it up. It's not a big deal. You can't like go ahead and break it down or anything. You don't need to dismantle it or anything crazy like that. So we're gonna go hit enhance. We're gonna try again. I'm not using magic seals because I'm saving those for something else, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So we got 20 more here right there in the long run. So we're gonna be, you know, we're a fair amount away still. We are still right around 90, a little bit less than 90. So we're like 81 magic away from maxing our Crimson Saber out on magic. So we could get one more here to take 75 of these Sacred Triceps, and we had to get 5 more Mega Crisp. Like I said, you can get those from the King Mog shop. And as you see, each time we level it up when we awaken it, our secondary effect here is going up. This does max out at plus 15 slash attack, and it has a % chance to do 20 defense down on an enemy when you hit them with an attack. So that's pretty cool there. But what happens if you get to the higher tier levels and you're just close enough to max out the magic, but not quite there? Obviously, you guys have the hammers here. Do not use your hammers on this weapon until you are satisfied with where you want to end. I repeat, do not use these hammers until you are satisfied where you are ending with your magic stat. Ideally, you want to get it to 170, have it look something like this one here. As you can see, your 170 magic, which is the most important thing. If you hit 170 magic, you are rock solid. You don't really care about the HP. You don't really care about the attack. The accuracy and the crit, that's kind of cool, but it's really that magic. If you get a little bit of accuracy and a little bit of crit on your way up there, great. But what you are going to be aiming for is that 170 magic. If you got up there and you didn't hit the 170 magic, guys, what you are going to want to do here, if you want to retry your luck, test your might, you're going to have to hit the enhancement reset button right here, as we are all so aware of, and it's going to eat 5 of your enhancement reset hammers. All right, so that's going to take up quite a few because this is a UR weapon, and basically it's going to leave your weapon max awakened, so you're not going to have to lose out on anything like that. It's just going to take it all the way back down to level 1, and you have to level it all the way back up to level 50 again. So as long as you have hammers, right, you can keep working on this until it either get lucky enough, or you kind of like decide that maybe 150 magic is okay for me, maybe 160 magic is okay for me. But I've seen people who have maxed out the 170 magic on it, right, without using any sort of seals on it. It's just down to just luck. It's just luck and determination to see where you can get with the Crimson Saber. But that is what you're focusing on. Don't worry about trying to max out every single stat on that. You'd have to be incredibly lucky to do that. It's really just getting the magic as high as possible. That is what Rain wants from his weapon here. And he's pretty much the only person who's going to effectively use this weapon at this time. Any other sort of great sword user that's using an attack weapon, use a different weapon. Don't use the Crimson Saber. You could use it as a stopgap, but you're looking at the magic, not the attack. Don't worry about that there. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out, spending a little bit of your time here today. Hopefully we answer some questions on the Crimson Saber for you, how you should be doing things, etc., spending those Mog King currencies on the Porcelain Tower event. And thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys have a great 4th if that's what you're doing today, if that's what you are having planned. And until then, guys, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.